Wonderful good day, ladies and gentlemen. Commodity TV today here in partnership with Dukascopy TV. My name is Jochen Steiger and I'm your host today, and I'm quite happy to have here with me Treasury Metals, a company which is on the path to production in Canada for gold production, of course. And with me here is Martin Walter, the president and CEO of the company. Martin, thanks for taking the time.
Well, thanks, Jochen. Thanks for inviting us along. Wonderful to be here. Wonderful to be back in Switzerland to talk about the recent developments of TML, Treasury Metals.
Yes. So, what's your company about? Can you give us a short overview, please?
Sure. Treasury Metals, we're a junior development company. We're headquartered in Toronto, Canada. Our project is located in the northern part of Ontario. You know, at TML, at Treasury Metals, we're a junior development company, and we're doing just that. We're developing a gold deposit, which is up, as I mentioned, in the northern part of Canada. It ticks all the boxes. When you're in the gold business and you want to develop a gold mine and a gold deposit, well, location these days seems to be the number one thing. It's all about jurisdiction. It's all about where it's located. We happen to be located just outside the city of Dryden in Ontario, 2 kilometres north of the Trans-Canada Highway. We probably enjoy the best infrastructure for a development project,
which we see here also. Maybe you can comment directly on that.
It's one of the best. It's one of the best parts of Canada in terms of going forward and developing a project like the Goliath. As you can see on the map here, there's an already existing transmission line, power lines, existing natural gas, existing highways, existing roads. All those things are already in place, and that's what's going to enable us to manage and keep the costs down when it comes to the capital of expenditures in building this project.
Yeah, you know, this must save you hundreds of millions, right?
Hundreds of millions. Yeah. Yes, exactly. I mean, all we're doing really on this project, we're trying to keep things very, very simple. We're developing an open pit mine, we're developing a CIL plant, and we're developing a tailings dam, and those 3 things, and that's what we're permitting. And by the way, we're probably 2/3 of the way through that permitting process. You know, the other thing about the project is, one, we have a great location, we enjoy great jurisdiction, great infrastructure around us, but we're also high grade. And you need high grade in gold.
What means high grade for the open pit? It's like 2-3
grams? We're just shy of 3 grams. We're trying to develop a project where the mill feed grade will be close to 3 grams. So if we can do that, we've done our job. In gold mining, high grade's important. It goes straight to the bottom line. It just makes good business sense. And that's the other thing on one of the other boxes that we're ticking here. The project has very good economics, very robust project. We have more than 1 million ounces in what we call the indicated and measured categories. There's in the open pit, as we mentioned before, it's probably 2.5 grams, and then the underground close to 6 grams, maybe even more.
Wow.
So the project, as it stands at the moment, will go to production somewhere in the range of about 75 to 80,000 ounces a year, and we have, at this point, if we don't find any more ounces on the project, which will be highly unlikely, of course, we have somewhere around about a 10-year mine life, maybe even more.
Oh, that's okay. Can you say something a little bit about the CapEx? I think it's not that high for such a project.
It's because of the infrastructure again, and I mentioned that again. It's because of the local infrastructure that surrounds the project, and we already have a transmission line. So we're not building transmission lines or hydro lines. We already have roads in place. We already have our buildings. We're so close to the town of Dryden, so our workforce and our staff will go home at night. There's no need to build camps. We're not draining lakes or anything like that. The project, the ore body comes to surface. So the capital requirements to build this project are around about $100 million. We have PEA, preliminary economic assessments, completed some years back on that, and that figure, I think it's an achievable figure for a company like Treasury Metals. Our market cap, our value of the company right now on the main board of the Toronto Stock Exchange is around about $38 to $40 million. It seems to be improving all the time as we go forward here, especially as the gold price comes along. And for us, that's an important thing, the gold price, because it's located in Canada, the gold price for us is very favourable. You know, we still have a $1,500 plus gold price, mainly because of the devaluation of the Canadian dollar against the US dollar here.
The gives you a great margin.
Gives us fantastic margins. And it's all about, at the end of the day, that makes good business sense. And you know, when you develop a project or any project for that matter, it's all about having strong margins. And at Goliath and at TML, we certainly have that.
Yeah. Finally, next catalysts and developments. What is next in your company? What news flow can somebody expect who is interested in your company?
Yeah, there's a few more milestones that we have to achieve, or we have to complete over the next 12 months. The main one is completing the permitting process. We are 2/3 of the way, as I mentioned before, through the permitting process. We submitted an environmental impact statement to the federal government in May of this year. We've already been through the community meetings part of that. We've had the First Nations meetings part of that as well. And the federal reviewers, the technical reviewers, have gone over the project. So we now have that feedback from the government. We're busy putting that together and repackaging, for want of a better word, the environmental impact statement. That will be returned back to the government sometime probably before Christmas this year. And hopefully we've mitigated all the issues, and there's not a lot of issues when a project that's have a small footprint such as the Goliath. So our job is to mitigate all those issues to our best of ability that we possibly can. That'll go back to the government sometime before Christmas, and then I think we'll be in the new year sitting around waiting for permits on this project. So that's the main catalyst. The other side of that is we've got to complete a feasibility study. That'll get underway probably in the fourth quarter of this year. And as long as we, with the gold price at Canadian dollars at $1,500 an ounce, and we think our all-in sustainable costs per ounce are around probably in the $800, $840 mark. So there's very good margin, very good profits. And as long as we stay close to that, I think we'll have a very positive project, a very robust project going forward.
Martin, thank you very much for that, and we enjoyed it, and look forward to listen and to hear a lot of good news in the future from you.
Yeah, well, thanks. Well, thanks for letting us come in and tell our viewers more about Treasury Metals.
Perfect. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Commodity TV in partnership with Dukascopy TV. You heard it, Treasury Metals, very interesting company, and they will go in production roughly 2.5 years from here. And $100 million is, it's a project financing which is absolutely achievable. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Geneva.